Our next speaker is Logan Molen. I'm going to start by thanking him for driving all the way down from Bakersfield to be with us tonight. He's the Vice President of Interactive Media at the Bakersfield Californian. And in that role, he oversees Bakersfield.com as well as their mobile initiatives. He's also involved with the development of their homegrown blogging social networking tool. And for those of you who don't know, the newspaper in Bakersfield created this thing called Baketopia. Love that name. And it's really been used by many other newspapers as an example of how to build community involvement and social networking on a newspaper. Between Bakersfield.com and 9 other local sites, he says they're swimming in community content posted by more than 3,100 staff and community bloggers, as well as 25,000 people in the networks in Bakersfield and Kern County. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm going to try and run through a couple topics real quick. Just if you go to bakersfield.com/blog, you can get a glimpse of what our staff is doing. We have a lot of staff blogging. Everybody bought into the concept. They break news online. Some of them do it better than others, but there's always something going on there. But we really believe in the power of community and having everyday folks in our market sharing our mission of covering the community and bringing diverse viewpoints to the table. So we have 9 local sites, and we've got thousands of blogs that add a lot to what we do. I want to talk in particular about Baketopia.com. If you can fire that up. We're like, as was mentioned, we're swimming in content, but we're really struggling with how to pay the bills. And we've got a homegrown publishing platform and social networking, and it's really expensive to pull off. And so Baketopia is kind of a neat test case because we started it about 4 years ago. We were scared to death when Craigslist was coming to our town, so we launched Baketopia as a free classified site. And a funny thing happened. Our users went on there and said, hey, Craigslist is pretty good. We don't want your site to be a free classified site. We want it to be an entertainment site. And so they kind of hijacked it, which was cool. So now it's an entertainment site, lots of local band profiles and lots of alternative content. It's kind of the anti-Californian. And so it's been really successful in broadening our market reach, but we struggled paying the bills and bringing in any kind of advertising online. So we went out and surveyed their businesses, and they said, this online thing, we don't know, but boy, if you had a print publication, it'd be great. So we rolled out this print publication in, I think it was April, and it's got an editor, but 90% of the content is created by everyday folks who just have a passion about something. And every issue is just got some great content that you would never read in our newspaper, not to diminish the value and the talent of our newspaper staff, but there's a lot of opportunity for every community to tap the wealth of talent in their backyard. And we're not yet profitable with this, but we're really, really close, and the revenue is going this way, so that's a good thing. But this is an issue from earlier this month, and this ad on the back is Budweiser. And these ads were not sold by our newspaper. This is operated by an independent company that's affiliated with our newspaper. There's a Ford Flex ad here with tattoo theme to reach the different audience. So the lesson for us was print's not dead. Community content doesn't have to be online. It certainly is rich and dynamic online, and we would never let go of the website, but for a lot of people there's value in print, particularly with advertisers. So I'd encourage everybody to kind of think, hey, is there something I can do in my community that's rallying around a topic, whether it's geography or culture or entertainment or whatever, because there might be some money there for you. So So that's Bakotopia. I'm going to talk about kind of another thing we're tackling. If you go to printcasting.com. So we were inspired by this and thought, okay, what else can we do to leverage this concept of creating print products with our community? And so Eric mentioned the Knight Foundation. Well, we won a Knight Foundation grant last year, $800,000, to develop this concept. And trying
Just
to
installing Flash here. I don't know what. Let's try that.
So real quick overview. The concept is, and with the Knight Foundation grants, you're obligated, they have to be open source, and once you develop them and launch them, you have to make them available to everybody. So we're hoping that people around the world can take advantage of this and have some fun with it. Concept real quick. The idea is that in Bakersfield we would host a site or a portal where bloggers could go in, register their blog, and say that I will let you syndicate my content. So they give us the right to help bring some eyeballs to their blog. And when they're submitting it, they're putting in topic categories and adding keywords on what their content's going to be like. So I'm an everyday person. Let's say I'm interested in outdoors and off-roading or whatever. The newspaper's not doing a great job covering that for me, but there's 4 or 5 bloggers that are blogging about off-roading. I can go to bakersfield.com, find these feeds, subscribe to them, pick a template, hit submit, and boom, it creates a PDF formatted newsletter that's pulling in all these feeds. And you can select whether you want the most recent story or the last couple stories from an individual blog. You can set it so that it's auto-published. And when you're hitting submit and pulling in all these topical blogs that are about off-roading, the goal is that we're out selling advertisers, or advertisers are coming to the site and saying, hey, if somebody prints an off-roading publication, I want my ad to be pulled into that publication. So the goal is, end result, you get this PDF publication that either can be printed or emailed to people who are interested in that topic, and the blogger gets a share of the ad revenue, we get a share of the ad revenue for hosting it, and then the person who's creating the newsletter, the fanatic about off-roading, gets a share of the ad revenue. So everybody wins, and you've got your whole community creating content that people want. So anyway, that's it in a nutshell. I'd really encourage everybody to go to printcasting.com, become a friend. We want your input on how to shape this product. We're going to launch it in alpha in Bakersfield in November, and we're looking for 5 test markets in the next 6 months, and we need bloggers to help, and then hopefully in a year and a half we'll have a nice product that everybody can have some fun with. Sorry.
Very, very cool. No, it's okay. I'm not cutting you off. I know they have questions, and I want to make sure we save a few minutes, so jump in here if you've got questions about these cool tools and what they're doing up there. Yes, Matt.
Yeah, what do you think the barrier is for advertisers to begin understanding the value of online? It seems like that's where all the eyeballs are, that's where the audience is trending, and yet it's treated as a sort of value add by, in some newspapers, that, their print sales group will sort of, we'll give you online too, that kind of thing for a little more. Some people, I don't get the sense anybody's really selling it in television.
It's a tough value, and I don't want to bore you with the details of why a print rep would chase. Basically, the print rep is going to chase the easy money, and that's the print.
Right, but I mean,
so
that's...
it's a tougher sell. But when it comes to online and community content in particular, the challenge is that content's unpredictable, and a chain store, a Target it's going to be a tough sell trying to get them to be a sponsor in a blog community where somebody may be saying Target sucks.
Well, it sounds like then the salespeople aren't doing an adequate job of, educating their clients as to where the market's developing.
Well,
Because they're pushing a product that's now